It was one of those harsh northern winters. Early morning fog blanketed the dirt road leading to the village bus stop. Inside a small tile-roofed house, a mother carefully wrapped an old knitted scarf around her daughter's neck. The scarf was worn and faded, but every stitch had been made years ago during long winter nights when the girl was a sickly child. That day, the daughter was leaving for the city to attend university. Her mother whispered, "Keep this with you. When the wind is cold, remember that I'm still holding you." The girl smiled, thinking it was just an old scarf, but hugged it anyway, as if hugging her mother's arms. On the bus, through the foggy window, she watched her mother's small figure fade into the mist, still waving, still standing there long after the bus disappeared. That image carved itself into her memory, though she didn't yet realize the scarf would travel with her through many more winters to come. Life in the city quickly swept her into its endless rhythm of lectures, part-time jobs, and new friends. The old scarf stayed folded in her closet, first in the dorm, later in the apartment she rented after graduation. Whenever she returned home, it was always brief. A few days during the new year, a quick embrace, polite questions about her health and work. Her mother never complained, only reminded her softly, "Stay warm, okay?" The daughter would smile, rarely noticing the calloused hands or the hair that had turned whiter each year. One winter, swamped with deadlines, she forgot to call her mother on her birthday. It wasn't until a friend casually asked, "When was the last time you visited your mum?" that she froze. The distance between them wasn't just the miles. It was the silent gap of time and neglect slowly growing in her heart. Another winter came. This time she decided to surprise her mother with a visit. The village looked the same, quiet, fog-covered, frozen in time, yet the house felt strangely silent. She found her mother sitting by the window, knitting with trembling hands. Age had caught up with her. The vibrant woman she remembered was now frail and slow. Beside her lay the old scarf, neatly folded inside a wooden box. "You still kept this," the daughter whispered, choking back tears. Her mother smiled faintly. "Whenever I miss you, I open it. It feels like you're still here." In that instant, years of distance and countless missed calls hit her like a wave. She suddenly saw herself as that little girl again, bundled in the scarf, held by arms that had always been there, waiting, forgiving, loving without condition. That night, the cold was sharper than ever. For the first time in years, she gently wrapped the scarf around her mother's shoulders. The wool was frayed, the colours faded, yet the warmth lingered, not just from the yarn, but from decades of quiet love. They sat by the hearth, sharing stories they hadn't told in years. How her mother knitted by candlelight, the day she left for school, the first letter that arrived from the city. There were no longer miles between them, no walls of silence, only two hearts beating in rhythm, finally warm in the dead of winter. She realized something that night. Happiness wasn't in the bustling streets or glittering city lights. It was here, in this small house, in the familiar smell of wood smoke, and most of all, in her mother's embrace. Years later, winter came again. The daughter now had a family of her own. She returned to the village with her little girl, and on the child's neck was the same old scarf her mother once gave her. "Where did this scarf come from?" the little girl asked, curious. Her mother knelt down and smiled softly. "It was knitted by someone who loved us very much, your grandmother." The child hugged the scarf tightly. "Does Grandma love me too?" "More than you can imagine," she answered, tears catching in her voice. Outside, the cold wind still blew, but inside the small house, laughter and warmth filled the air. The scarf had become more than just a keepsake. It was now a thread weaving together 3 generations, carrying forward a love that time could never erase. In our busy lives, we often overlook the simplest, most precious things, like a mother's arms on a winter morning. That old knitted scarf did more than keep someone warm. It preserved memories, love, and sacrifice that words could never fully capture. Time waits for no one. If we delay too long, the chance to say thank you or I love you may slip away forever. So pick up the phone today. Go home while you still can. Treasure those quiet, ordinary moments with the people who matter most. Because sometimes the greatest happiness isn't in grand gestures or faraway dreams. It's in something as simple as an old scarf and the arms that once wrapped it around you.